She said, I thought they both loved me. Who is both? My auntie. She said she remembers, it was foggy, but she remembered looking at them both. They were standing over her. She said it hurts. Her stomach hurts. Her throat. Couldn't breathe. She was hit in the head with something. She said they kept pounding on her stomach. She says it wasn't just him. It was her auntie. And she says, why don't nobody treat her like she doesn't matter? Uncle would come in and try to help her. He would stand at the door. He would sit down and try to rub her leg. She said she told her aunt, but she didn't believe her. She has blood in her abdomen. She's bleeding in her stomach. She has cuts on her neck. It's cold where she's at, but she was dizzy. She said she felt something in her tongue, like a dingy taste. What did you eat? She said he gave her something to drink. She said she didn't know her aunt was there. He was supposed to take her to the doctor. He played a role. He did some stuff. However, he wasn't the initial killer. The auntie was. And he's doing everything in his power to protect her. Because not only that, she's blackmailing him due to the pregnancy. He feels guilty due to the pregnancy. And also, I felt his gut. Like, he's innocent, but he had a role in it. It's the aunt. He says to go out into the forest. He said they'll find her near the trees. Near the cabin in the woods. There's a gray car, like a gray bluish car, parked nearby. It's an old car. Look for the car. It should be a few hundred feet away. She said there's logs on the ground nearby. Okay, Naziah, tell me about your aunt. Reveal the truth about her. What else did she do? Did she know that you were with this guy, with Jarvis? She said, I told her. Okay. She didn't care. Who killed you? Did Jarvis kill you? She said he helped. Her grandma helped. But it was her aunt. Are you in a landfill or near a landfill? She says she's near the woods. Staples. Hawthorne Staples. Hawthorne and Staples. There's a hawk. Hawthorne, Staples, and a hawk. What does that mean? I see steps. Staircase. Outside. She's pointing under these steps. Naziah, why are you pointing under these steps? She said to just look. Okay. So I then remember that she showed me the sign Hawthorne, and I saw a hawk. So I typed in Hawthorne, and it led me to Hawthorne Park, which is literally 2 to 3 miles across the street from Palmer Park, that same park that I saw with the wooded pathways and the cabin is literally across the street. So I looked at Hawthorne Park, and this is what I saw. So right across the street from Hawthorne Park, like literally as soon as you click on it, you will see this reddish brownish building, abandoned building. And across the street from this reddish brownish building is iron bars on the doors. Black iron bars. Shannon. Ooh, but ain't that a twist? Miss Lister's in the back seat. Shannon's sister in the back seat. Okay. Oh, Shannon's crying. She's saying I had no choice. I got kids. She's on the phone with her mom. They're driving.
To go back around and try to get rid of the baby. You gave that to her, you know what I'm saying, and try to do whatever you can do. She was feeling sick or whatever. Alright, so he gets in the car, drops her off to go back home. Alright, when she gets out to go home, she go in the house. Shannon didn't get into it, whether they didn't call and see if she was at Jarvis' house, because Shannon already knew she was at Jarvis' house because she called to get directions earlier that day while she was at school. So when she get back, they get the fussing at her for going up to Jarvis' shop and calling fast and this and that. Then it all came out, confirming that she was pregnant, was Jarvis' baby, and Shannon lost it. Shannon lost it real bad and jumped on Nazaria, beating her, hitting her in the head with some object right there in the house that they overlooking, and killed Nazaria because she was already probably having complications. Remember, from whatever they've been giving her to try to get rid of the baby. Remember, she was sick earlier that day and on the floor. Instead of them calling the nurse, they called the counselor. The school failed her. So once Shannon beats on it, she passes out, she dies right there. So they panic. So they get her, the twin sister, help Shannon get her into the mama car, and they go and meet Jarvis. Meet Jarvis out there by where the other girlfriend lives. And Jarvis was going to all these different houses at his different girlfriend house, establishing his alibi. Because he knew what had happened between her and Shannon, that he had nothing to do with it, but knew that he was also the last person seen with her and probably would be questioned too about her being unalive. So once Shannon and the sister go out there to meet them out there, they get rid of the body, right? So once they get rid of the body, you tell them, bring some extra clothes or whatever. So you get rid of the body and they throw those extra clothes out, which is working. And I don't understand how that's working, because we know what she had on the day at school. We know what she left, got off the bus with, the clothes she had on. But they threw out some different clothes with limited amount of blood and stuff on it. Why? Because they only took their jacket off of her. And probably some other shoes and stuff that was already in the house. But she's still buried in what we saw her in, which is that colorful jacket, them jeans, and some other shoes, wherever she is. And I don't think she buried nowhere where she can't be found, because they somewhere else and make people go search in the opposite direction. So she is deceased, but she was killed by Shannon in a rage because of her jealousy or whatever she had going on with Jarvis. And at the end of the day, the mom and the sister knows what Shannon did, and they're not protecting Jarvis, they're protecting Shannon. And Shannon hoping that Jarvis don't snitch on him, but he's not going to tell until after they try to convict him of the murder, and he see the difference between the time. Remember, his lawyer said they're not going to contest and fight the fact that he had inappropriate relations with her. Okay, go ahead and mound it over. But what we are fighting is murder. Why? Because there's no body. Now, here's where it gets tricky. Now, you do know that Shannon and all of them have already made deals with the DA. Why? Because without Shannon, the mom, King, the fiance, without all those people, they would not have a case for murder against this young lady. So they pieced up parts of their statements and testimonies to present what it was they wanted to present to the court, that he was last seen with it and he's the one that killed him. But believe me, there's other text messages, all kinds of messages in their phones that they took. But if they convict them and show that they are also guilty, then who would be on the stand and testify or could testify against Jarvis? Because they all could get up there and just plead the fifth, because they all are being charged. So therefore, they're letting them off and letting them go. They made a deal. They agreed to testify against Jarvis and say what it is that they want them to say, which in turn keeps them from being prosecuted and charged with anything. But trust me, they know exactly what happened. They know exactly what happened to her. But they want to get Joe